We've got levels over here. There's Skippy. Skippy the engineer. Yes. Everybody into the mic. So, are we ready?
And please don't tap on the bases of the microphones, because we can hear that in the audio.
Wow. Okay. Listen to him. He'll come out from behind that table.
None of this.
And if he comes out from behind that table, somebody's getting hurt. All right, let's get this underway, shall we? We're ready? Here we go. Welcome to Academic Challenge. My name is Jim Gifford, your host and moderator. Today featuring teams from Berrien, Springs, and New Buffalo. WSJM's Academic Challenge features scholastic competition involving high schools from Berrien, Cass, and Van Buren counties. Academic Challenge sponsored by Southwestern Michigan College, Lake Michigan College, Western Michigan University Southwest, and by Chemical Bank. And first, let's meet the teams. I'll ask you to step up to the microphone here and identify yourselves, and let's start with Berrien Springs.
Christian.
Camden.
Mari.
Corey.
And the crew from New Buffalo are...
Caleb.
John.
Liam.
David.
All right, gentlemen and ladies, thank you. Here are the basic rules. During the first and second halves, we will announce the value of each question before it's asked. When you press your button, please wait to be recognized. There's no consultation allowed amongst teammates except during the 60-second round at halftime, and we'll have more on that in just a little bit. I'll be your scorekeeper and co-judge today. Bill Klein, also a co-judge, and he'll be asking the questions. And is everybody ready?
Yep.
Let's do it then, Mr. Klein. Let's get started with the questions.
For 5 points, Robert Redford was a University of Colorado scholarship standout in which sport? Naturally.
Mari, Berrien Springs.
Football.
Incorrect.
New Buffalo? That would be David, New Buffalo.
Baseball.
Correct.
New Buffalo for 5 points.
For 10 points, it hasn't Xeroxed Xerox's business plan, but its copiers now account for 1/3 of its sales. Name this Japanese company that began with cameras.
Mari, Berrien Springs.
Kodak.
Incorrect.
New Buffalo? David?
Canon.
That's correct.
For 10.
10 points. Another 10 points. To avoid storms, airplanes will often fly in this relatively peaceful atmospheric layer.
David, New Buffalo.
The stratosphere.
That is a correct answer for 10 points. For 5 points, in English law, having relations with the king's wife, if you're not the king, constitutes what crime?
Camden, Berrien Springs.
Treason.
That is correct
For 5.
5 points. For 10 points, a vis-a-vis is French for face-to-face. How do you say face-to-face in Spanish?
Camden, Berrien Springs.
Vis-a-vis.
Incorrect.
New Buffalo? David?
Cara a cara.
That is correct for 10 points. For 10 points, the 1787 Northwest Ordinance contained laws concerning the region among 2 rivers and a series of lakes. Name them.
Camden, Berrien Springs.
The Mississippi River, the Ohio River, and the Great Lakes.
That is correct.
For 10.
10 points. For 5 points, in TV journalism, this word indicates words moving across the bottom of your screen. In swimming, it's a stroke where you lie prone with your face in the water, except when you turn briefly sideways for breathing. What's the word?
Mari, Berrien Springs.
Ticker.
Incorrect answer.
New Buffalo? David?
Closed captioning.
Right for another screen. It's crawl. For 10 points, this is a math question. Mike traveled 9,880 miles. His van averaged 19 miles per gallon. Assuming a gallon of gas cost $1.45, what was Mike's gasoline cost for the trip? And
that's time.
$754. For 10 points, whose name is used as a verb to mean relentless pursuit from the hero who was chased around the city of Troy?
John, New Buffalo.
Achilles.
Incorrect answer.
Berrien Springs. Time.
Eric Bana played him. Hector. For 5 points, what fabric was advertised in the 1939 World's Fair as the synthetic silk made from...
Camden, Berrien Springs.
Nylon.
That is a correct answer.
For 5.
points. For 5 points, most machines that can read this data storage medium are backward compatible, so that they can also read or play a compact disc. What are we talking about?
Camden, Berrien Springs.
Blu-ray.
Incorrect.
New Buffalo. David.
Binary.
It's a DVD. For 10 points, which president purchased the first White House automobiles and had a stable converted into a garage to house them? The year was 1909.
Camden, Berrien Springs.
Taft.
That is a correct answer.
For 10.
For 10 points. For 10 points, he dies on board the USS Levant on May 11th, 1863, ending 46 years of wandering the seven seas. His punishment for supporting Aaron Burr's rebellion. Name this title character of Edward Everett Hale's short story.
Camden, Berrien Springs.
John Paul Jones.
Incorrect.
New Buffalo. 5 seconds. Time.
Philip Nolan, the man without a country. For 5 points, this CEO of Occidental Petroleum bought another company because his name sounds the same as the company's name. Name the tycoon or the company that's standard of purity in the baking soda.
David, New Buffalo.
Arm and Hammer.
That is correct answer.
For 10.
5 points.
5 points.
For 10 points, Milton defined rhyme as the jingling sound of like endings. What figure of speech could be defined as the jingling sound of like beginnings?
Corey, New Berrien Springs.
Assimilation.
Incorrect answer.
New Buffalo. 5 seconds. David.
Participle.
Alliteration. For 10 points, one end of the diameter of a circle is at the point parent 7 minus 6 close parent. The other end is at the point minus 3 comma minus 2 close parent. What are the coordinates of the center of the circle?
Camden, Berrien Springs.
Parenthesis 2, comma, negative 4.
That is a correct answer.
For 10.
For 10 points. For 10 points, the exclusive right of a government to exercise supreme authority over its territory. I've just defined what 11-letter word starting with S.
John, New Buffalo.
Sovereignty.
That is correct answer for 10 points. Another 10 points. A word meaning to escape, making a definite commitment, is named for which animal? Escape, making a definite commitment.
Corey, Berrien Springs.
Weasel.
It's correct answer
For 10.
for 10 points. For 15 points, if a circle of maximum possible size is cut from a square feet of poster board, and then a square of maximum possible size is cut from the resultant circle, the area of the final square will be what percent of the original square?
David, New Buffalo.
2/3 as large.
Incorrect answer.
Berrien Springs, 5 seconds. Camden?
50%.
That's a correct answer for 15 points. For 10 points, after the Mayflower Compact was signed, he was elected governor for 1 year and was the leader who selected the site of Plymouth Colony. Who was this leader whose name is appropriate to the Thanksgiving tradition of cutting up a cooked turkey?
Camden, Berrien Springs.
Carver.
That's a correct answer. 10 points.
This will be the final question coming up here in the first round.
For 15 points, quote, get this straight once and for all. The policeman isn't here to create disorder. The policeman is here to preserve disorder, end quote. Who was responsible for this slip of the tongue while defending the actions of his policemen during the 1968 Democratic Convention?
Mari, Berrien Springs.
Nixon.
Incorrect answer.
New Buffalo, 5 seconds. David?
Johnson.
Incorrect. Mayor Richard Daley of Chicago.
All right, folks, that'll wrap up the first half of today's academic challenge. We'll be back with the score in the 62nd round after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest. All right. Hang on a second here.
It's so easy with the hit. They're like cutting up a turkey. Carver? Carver.
There's one.
Weasel, I was like, right as you buzz, I'm like, oh my god, weasel. Corey. He said weasel.
Is it honey badger?
Wondering about what to do. Not using my own question.
I just didn't.
Closed action.
That circle thing, but it makes sense. If you had a circle, and then the maximum possible size would be to have like it this way, which means that it's literally you just take out.
That's a different way of looking at it.
Then you have. Do you see what
I see what you're doing there, and I'm impressed that you did it.
I didn't. I guessed. When I got that question, I'm like, 50. That seems like a really good guess.
37. So it's a good thing.
All right. You guys ready? Yep. Here we go. You ready?
No.
Nope. You sure they didn't operate on your brain?
They might have. No, it's all connected. I need those back.
I know. I'll get them.
Okay.
Just relax.
All right.
Everything's
Then I'm
under
ready.
control. Good thing this isn't live. Good Lord. All right. At the end of the first half, the score is Berrien Springs 75, New Buffalo 50. And we move now on to the 62nd round. And teams, you have 3 categories to choose from. We'll give you 60 seconds to answer as many of the 10 questions as you can. Each one is worth 10 points, and there is a 20-point bonus if you answer all 10 within the time limit. You're encouraged to consult with one another at this point, but the answers must come from the team captain. John for New Buffalo, Camden for Berrien Springs. After the minute is up, the opposing team will have a chance to answer any of the questions the first team could not answer. New Buffalo, you're trailing at the moment. You have the first choice of these categories, which are American novel, what, and linear equations. Is that right?
Those are the ones.
American novel, what, or linear equations? What's your choice?
Let's go with what?
You're going to go with what? And 60 seconds on the clock. And timer, we're at the ready. All right, Bill, whenever you're ready.
What do we call the area in front of a fireplace?
A hearth?
Correct. What do the British call their superhighways, freeways, autobahns, expressways, or motorways?
Yeah.
Motorways?
Correct answer. What part of a bicycle connects the crankset to the cogwheel?
Spoke?
Incorrect. What kind of a small glass bottle turns liquid perfume into a fine spray?
You can pass on these if you don't know
Pass.
them.
What are beaten to make meringue?
Egg whites.
Correct. What's the largest and most complicated joint in the body?
The shoulder.
Incorrect. What part of her uniform does a Girl Scout sew her council name on?
Sash.
That's a correct answer.
4 correct for New Buffalo. A total of 40 points there. And now, Berrien Springs, you have a chance to answer the ones that were either passed on or missed.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep. Yeah.
What part of a bicycle connects the crankset to the cogwheel?
The sprocket.
Incorrect. The chain. What kind of small glass bottle turns liquid perfume into a fine spray?
A diffuser.
An atomizer. What's the largest and most complicated joint in the body?
The hip.
The knee. And I can guarantee it.
Is that it?
That's 0 for Berrien
Okay,
Springs.
none there for Berrien Springs.
And they
So,
have the choice of the final 2 categories:
Berrien Springs, you get to choose now from between.
linear equations and American novel.
Do we have to?
Yes, you do. What's your choice?
Linear equations.
Uh-oh. Throwing down the gauntlet here.
Okay. You will
60 seconds on the clock.
60 seconds on the clock. You will solve for x. X plus y minus 7 equals y minus y.
X equals negative y plus 7.
Incorrect. 5x minus 16 equals x plus 14.
Seven and a half.
That's correct. xy plus 3 equals 12 minus z.
Nine minus z over y.
That's correct. 14x plus 3y equals 56 plus 3y. Okay, you
Go
can
ahead and
answer the
answer it.
question. Yeah.
$56 divided by 14.
Incorrect. They got 2 for 20.
Berrien Springs gets 2 on there for a total of 20 points. And now, New Buffalo, you've got a chance to answer those that were missed.
There were 2 of them. X plus y minus 7 equals minus y.
Negative 2y plus 7.
Incorrect. It was 7 minus 2y. 14x plus 3y equals 56 plus 3y.
4.
That's correct. They get 10 points.
10 points for New Buffalo, and we wrap up the 60-second round. So that ends the 60-second round. We'll check the scores, conclude the game next here with our final round on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
I have a quick question. Negative 2y plus 7 and 7 minus 2y should be equal to
Wasn't
each
it
other.
negative 7 minus 2y though? The
I
answer?
don't-
Second, I gotta find it. Hold on.
I thought it was positive 7, but I could be wrong.
No, I think you said
Well,
negative
I think it was
7.
negative 7 because
The,
I thought
the
about
question
it.
was
did it?
x
Yeah.
plus y minus 7 equals minus y.
Yeah, I think you said minus 7 minus 2y.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fairly
For the
certain.
answer.
Well, they
The
had
answer,
it.
the answer is 7 minus 2y.
Okay.
And the first one was they had 2y plus 7.
I said negative 2y plus 7.
Pretty sure you did too.
No, thanks. Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Now we're back on track.
I'm going to sleep.
Got all those commercials. I can't stand it. Fast forward through.
That is when you do the mystery one.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't even care. But
That's why they chose what.
Any substitutions anywhere? We're good? Okay. All right. Then,
Watch it like American
you guys want to change seats or anything? Yeah.
Yeah, we may do that once this year. Just bring the parents up and say, okay, you can.
All right, here we go.
The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
The score at the end of the second round, of the 62nd round rather, is New Buffalo 100, Berrien Springs 85, and it is time now to find out a little bit about what's happening at each of our participating schools. And we will start with Berrien Springs. And Camden, are you speaking or are you deferring today?
I'm deferring to Mari.
To Mari, and make sure everybody is up on the microphones, please.
Greetings from Berrien Springs High School. We've just finished our Allegan League schedule and are looking forward to our Shamrock Invitational on February 26th. Berrien Springs boys basketball hosts Coloma today in their games, so good luck, boys. Congratulations to our very own Camden Roth for his excellent rating at choir, solo, and ensemble, and Adam Dubbs for his superior rating. Last night, Berrien Springs hosted their annual Fine Arts Concert Night at the high school with the excellent choir concert and art exhibits. And also congratulations to the 16 Berrien Springs High School students who qualified for Southwestern Michigan Vocal Festival's Honors Choir. And also a big congratulations to Garrett Cleveland and Ramiro Williams for qualifying for state in wrestling. We would like to thank the sponsors, Southwestern Michigan College, Lake Michigan College, Western Michigan University Southwest, and Chemical Bank and WSJM AM 1400 FM 94.9 for hosting this event.
All right, and then John from New Buffalo, a little bit about what's going on at your school.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago we just had our Winterfest festivities. Unfortunately, the sophomores won overall, but it was a lot of fun anyway. The boys and girls basketball teams both play RV tonight, so good luck to all of them. Coming up in 2 weeks, our band is going to the MSBOA Band Festival, so hoping to do well there. David and I are both on our community's court for Blossom Time, and that's coming up in March, so hoping to do well there. We just started practices for that last weekend, so it's been fun so far. Thank you guys for having us.
You guys just knocked
Thank
off
you.
LMC, too, for a conference, didn't you? Or something? Yeah,
All right, then.
cool.
Okay, well, let's get after it then. We don't have any substitutions here for the two teams, so let's begin the second half of today's academic challenge between New Buffalo and Berrien Springs. And Bill Klein, let's get started with the last round of questioning.
For 10 points, what four-letter noun refers to a person with similar status to another person in a given society? As a verb, the same word can mean to look intently as through a spyglass.
Camden, Berrien Springs.
Gaze.
Incorrect.
David, New Buffalo.
Peer.
That is correct.
How many points?
10 points. For 15 points, pound for pound, this legume has more protein and vitamins than beef liver, more fat than heavy cream, and more food energy than sugar. What is it?
David, New Buffalo.
Peanut.
That's a correct answer for 15. For 5 points, what is a basketball referee signaling when he extends both arms upward with his thumbs pointing up?
Christian, Berrien Springs.
Jump ball.
That is a correct answer. I thought it was deodorant or something.
For 5.
For 5 points. For 20 points, the river's source is a springs on Mount Hermon. Most of its length lies below sea level and has no outlet to the sea. Along its way, it supplies water for one freshwater lake, but empties into a saltwater lake. Which river is it?
Camden, Berrien Springs.
The Rhine.
Incorrect answer.
New Buffalo, 5 seconds. David?
The Thames.
The Jordan. For 10 points, according to the Watson and Crick model of DNA, how many hydrogen bonds does adenine usually form with thiamine?
Camden, Berrien Springs.
2.
That is a correct answer.
For
10 points. 15 points. Men, their rights and nothing more. Women, their rights and nothing less, read the motto of a 19th century paper entitled Revolution. What American woman edited this paper?
David, New Buffalo.
Elizabeth Cady Stanton.
Incorrect.
Berrien Springs, 5 seconds. Camden?
Susan B. Anthony.
That is a correct answer for 15 points. For 5 points, more than a century ago, a French horticulturist cultivated this plant from Queen Anne's lace, a common wildflower. When this long, tapered vegetable of the parsley family was first brought to England, however, women at first passed its colorful and edible root. Instead, they clipped its fern-like leaves.
David, New Buffalo.
Carrot.
That is correct.
For 5?
5 points. For 15 points, this is a math question. Find an equation of the line with slope 1/4 containing the point paren 8, comma, minus 5, closed paren.
Mari, Berrien Springs.
Y equals 1/4 x plus 8.
Incorrect answer.
New Buffalo. David?
Y equals 1/4 x minus 5.
Incorrect. It's y plus 5 equals 1/4 over x minus 8, or y equals 1/4 x minus 7. I have no idea what that means. For 10 points, what psychological disorder is characterized by persistent ideas that result in ritualized acts such as...
Corey, Berrien Springs.
OCD, or obsessive compulsive disorder.
That is correct answer. That it was Berrien Springs?
Yes.
That's right, for
For
10
10.
points. For 20 points, which opera features Dance of the Seven Veils?
Camden, Berrien Springs.
Aida.
Incorrect answer.
New Buffalo. 5 seconds. David?
Turandot.
Incorrect answer. It was Salome. For 5 points, what kitchen device was first sold under the brand name Incinerator?
David, New Buffalo.
Garbage disposal.
That is correct answer for 5 points. For 15 points, the proof for this amazing characteristic of prime numbers was presented by Euclid in 5th century BC. First, he presents the set of all existing primes. Next, he figures out the product of all the primes. Finally, he adds 1 to the product. What does this sum prove about prime numbers?
Camden, Berrien Springs.
They're infinite.
That is a correct answer.
For 15.
points. There are 20 points. What metal plays the same role in oxygen transport in blue-blooded animals as iron plays in red-blooded animals?
Camden, Berrien Springs.
Copper.
That's a correct answer for 20 points. A math question for 15 points. Find all the solutions to the equation 5x to the third power minus 35x squared plus 50x equals 0.
Time.
0, 2, and 5. Wonder God invented a calculator. For 20 points, what are the only 2 days of the year in which there are no pro sports games? We're including baseball, football, basketball, and hockey.
Camden, Berrien Springs.
December 25th and January 1st.
Incorrect answer.
David, New Buffalo.
Memorial Day and Labor Day.
Incorrect answer. The day before and the day after the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Okay. That's crazy. For 15 points, he defined pleasure not as unbridled sensuality, but as freedom from pain and peace of mind, which can only be obtained through simple living. Name this Greek philosopher.
John, New Buffalo.
Aristotle.
Incorrect answer.
Berrien Springs, 5 seconds. Camden.
Archimedes.
Incorrect. Epicurus. For 5 points, you take the word file and transpose the consonants. What word do you get?
Corey, Berrien Springs.
Life.
That's a correct answer for 5 points. A math question for 15 points. A, B, C, D is a parallelogram. B is the point paren 5, comma 6, close paren. C is the point paren 4, comma 2, close paren. And D is the point paren 0, comma 1, close paren. Find the coordinates of A.
Camden, Berrien Springs.
0, paren 2.
Incorrect answer.
New Buffalo, 5 seconds. David.
Paren 0, comma 2.
Paren 1, comma 5. For 20 points, according to UN data, what's the world's most populous city named for a person?
Liam, New Buffalo.
Alexandria.
Incorrect answer.
Christian, Berrien Springs.
Leningrad.
Close, but wrong. Sao Paulo. For 5 points, which capital city is west of Meridian and east of Vicksburg?
David, New Buffalo.
Havana.
Incorrect answer.
Berrien Springs, 5 seconds. Mari.
Kingston.
Incorrect. Jackson, Mississippi.
And this will be the final question in the final round.
Okay, for 20 points, for his impassioned narrative art, which, with roots in a Polish-Jewish cultural tradition, brings a universal human condition to life. That's the official description of what man won the Nobel Prize in Literature.
Caleb, New Buffalo.
Elie Wiesel.
Incorrect answer.
Berrien Springs, 5 seconds. Mari.
Hemingway.
Isaac Bashevis Singer.
Well, folks, that does it. That ends today's Academic Challenge match. We will tabulate the scores here and announce the winners after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Okay. We have to find the first game. You said New Buffalo had 95 points.
No, we did.
You did.
Oh,
They should have been ahead of us by 5 points.
I had him at 85. She had him at 95.
That's
So
what
I need to find
yeah,
the
and
Berrien.
she had the same thing I had.
You did
Okay.
too? Okay.
Yeah.
And we're good there?
then we're good there.
Because I had them ahead of us at the half.
Okay.
All right.
All right, because I've got them all marked on this sheet too.
Okay.
So we can verify that.
Thank
You're in
you.
agreement.
All right.
I just
Everybody's
think
good.
Stalingrad. Leningrad.
That makes your life
Sure does.
That's a helpful thing.
Yeah, I've always liked that part of it.
Yeah. It was like I can't even come up with an analogy of that.
All right, come back and wrap this up.
Do we have anybody from Countryside over
Yes,
here?
they are
They're here?
upstairs,
Oh,
yes.
cool. Good.
Okay, here we go. Ready? We are back on WSJM's Academic Challenge, and to announce today's winner and to thank our sponsors. And the winners by a score of 175 to 135, the team from Berrien Springs. How about a nice hand for Berrien Springs, and congratulations.
Good game.
And thank you all for joining us on WSJM's Academic Challenge, brought to you by Southwestern Michigan College, Lake Michigan College, Western Michigan University Southwest, and by Chemical Bank. And we hope you'll join us again next time at this same time as New Buffalo and Countryside Academy go head-to-head on Academic Challenge. Thank you, folks.